Hi everybody, it's Eddie here. Welcome back to my channel. And today I am doing a follow-up to the previous video of the long hauls, where we produced this beauty here. The other one I cut up, and remember I said I wanted to use the prints I created from that long haul to decorate a couple of boxes. So I cut out these pieces from the other print. The leaves, the Dracula teeth, the stitched mouth, and the pumpkins. And what I thought, well, first of all, I made a box. This was I think it was an Amazon box. I kind of strengthened it on the edges all around with just like packaging paper and just like sort of paper mache it down. Not too many layers, probably just like one layer really. I probably did 2 or 3 layers on the edges just because they're a little more delicate. And some of them, like sometimes when you get a shipping box, sometimes there's like a little gap on the edge. So I just made sure I covered that up as much as I could. Then obviously took some acrylic paint and just painted it all black, inside and outside, and then I made a cover for it. And this is all from the same cardboard box. I want to decorate the cover first because it's going to need to dry. I mean, it's all going to need to dry well, but so I thought, you know, maybe placing these on the top somehow, gluing those, getting those down. And then we can save these pieces for maybe the sides or something else. Maybe use the leaves. That would be a good idea. Good. Let's see here. Leaf here. And then the big one here. Or maybe just the large one. And then we could do this little small one here. Something like that. And then, so after that, I thought, okay, I need something else on here. And so I grabbed a couple of my stencils and some of my stencil butters and stencil pastes. I mean, these have a different name, but they're all basically stencil butters. And then trying to decide what stencil I wanted to use. And then do I do an all over stenciling or just areas? So I was thinking about it and I thought, these are the 2 that I selected. This is my Vintage Floor Tiles Style 1 and Vintage Floor Tile Style 2. So at first I wasn't gonna do the pumpkins on the top. I was just going to do this stencil here, Vintage Floor Tile, as an all-over decoration, and then with the textured paste. I was like, I don't know, is that gonna be too much? I don't know. So I thought then, I have the 5x7s, and the 5x7s on these stencils are great because what they've done is they've enlarged the design and made it into the 5x7 so that you get larger, a larger version of this design, right? So I said, let me do this. So while these, after I've placed these on here, I'm gonna come back and use this stencil here to maybe go this way and add some of the design in and around the pumpkins using the stencil butter. So that's my goal. So, but the first thing is I want to figure out the best way to get these down. And I don't want to kill the shine with anything on it. So I think I'm just going to use some gel medium on the back and then get these down on here. And maybe once those are dry, come back and add the texture paste. not texture paste. Well, they're butters, stencil butters. So I have some brushes here. I need my medium. Where's my medium? That's my matte medium. Although, yeah, I just got to make sure I don't brush it on top because I don't want to kill the shine on these. So just got to make sure and keep it smooth. So for the layout, or should we do them at angles? Here, we'll do that like that like that. And then this one kind of peeking up over here. See, that's the thing with this kind of project is I'm always changing my mind. But I guess that's part of the whole process, isn't it? Trying to figure out what you want. Do we do the leaves just kind of loosey-goosey like this? Or do we just leave the leaves off? And then let these kind of stand out with the stenciling. I don't know, I'm kind of feeling this without the leaves. Let me start there, without the leaves first. And under here, I have the tissue prints that we did from the long haul. Some of them I've doctored with ink sprays. Let's see, this one turned out really cool. Put some mica spray on top. This one was just black, and I think there was some yellow or green in there. As you can see, I sprayed it from the back, and you get this really cool effect through the non-painted parts of the tissue. And then some other ones, what I did is if you could see that, you probably can, I went over it with some interference paint from Golden. It's green-orange interference, so it worked perfectly for that. Where's the other ones? I did that one? No, I did this one. And this one had some orange in it, so it works really well. So you can see that. It doesn't kill the color, it adds to it and adds this reflective green coating to it, which is great. This one ripped while I was pulling it off the plate, but that's okay because these are going to get ripped up anyway, or cut up, whatever. So now this one, this is when you don't gel print when you're tired. So I was going to glaze this one, and I should have gone on this side, but the back side got it, so it's okay. So let me get these out the way so I don't glue them up. And let's get some, I need a mat. Where are my, here we go. These things have been getting a lot of use lately. Been doing a lot of gluing. Well, with the boxes and stuff, I use them to set them down while I'm painting. And, you know, my hands look pretty good. They were like jet black yesterday from all the black painting. So I've got a little bucket of warm water and some detergent because I'm using stencil butters with my stencils, which means I need to get it off the stencil as soon as possible, the butters, so that it doesn't dry, because if it dries on the stencil, it ruins the stencil. So keep that in mind. Also, you know, any of the tools that you're using, clean those up too, so that you don't get any unwanted pieces that are just stuck on there forever. So you can go away. I like that. I think that's going to be really cool. And I thought maybe for the inside, I'd find maybe a cool print, one of these prints maybe, and put it inside. Or we could do the other print. Where's that gold one? Is it in here? The first one we did. Here it is. Can maybe somehow get that in there. We shall see. We shall see. But first, So I've got my stencil here, and this is the 5x7 for my vintage tiles, floor tile stencil style 1. This is the 9x12. It also comes in an 8x10. They're all available at PM Artist Studio at this place right here. Check it out. PMArtistStudio.com. They also live stream. If you didn't know, they live stream 4 times a week. They are based in Texas, and they're in the Central Time Zone. So they're streaming Sundays and Mondays at 10 a.m. Central, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 3 p.m. Central. And they're also, they have a Facebook group, private Facebook group called The Makers of Mixed Media Art and Artists. That's where I hang out with my arty friends. So it's a great place to hang out, learn stuff, share your artwork. So check it out. The link for all that is in the description box of the video. All right, so then I want to figure out first what is gonna go where. So for here, we have, maybe just put this in the corner and kind of do this here, this area. I just have to be careful. So what I'm gonna do, because I want it to come right to the edge, is let me get a little bit of that washi tape. I'm gonna take some of the sticky off just because I don't want it to get any of my paint. So just dull down the sticky a little bit. There, and then I'm gonna do one on the side here just because I know I'm klutzy with this, so. Get that on there. And then what we could do is just fill in this area with our stencil paste. Maybe we need to block out this area. Maybe just do this here. Come on. Yeah, I don't want to get any there. These are just Post-its, FYI. There we go. Come on, see? I already messed it up. So we're just focusing on this area. Now, got a couple options. I've got this green, it's a green pear butter, green pear stencil butter. There's a tangerine, but I'm not a big fan of that. I have, this is butterscotch, but it's kind of like a gold, a deeper gold. And this is a copper. And all of these colors are present in the print, and I really want to use them all. But I think I'm gonna, that's a tough call, isn't it? You know what, I'm gonna do the green on this corner. We'll see how it looks. Because you know why? It's only paper. Okay, and just gonna stir up my stencil butter. This particular one is from the Crafter's Workshop. And they have several other colors. It's also where I get my light and fluffy texture paste, and also this stuff. This is great. You've seen me use this before. It's a dimensional gel. It's super thick gel. It dries clear and shiny. Yeah, it does. It's really good. Really, really good. It's like if you want to get texture on something, but you want to kill what's behind it, perfect. All right, I think I've stirred that enough. And yeah, you definitely want to use a palette knife, and you don't need to press hard. What you need to do is just glide over the area and lay down your paste or your butter. couple of reasons you don't want to press is because it can seep under the stencil and give you a blobby design, or also it can, if you don't press, you get a loftier design. You'll see. So I'm going to start here and then just go down in one direction. Again, one direction, lightly pressing. There we go. I'll come this side here. Same thing. It's good enough. It's very relaxing, by the way. That's it. I'm done. So carefully, I'm going to remove this, pull back. Take your time. Okay, I'm gonna set this over yonder for a moment. Where's that mat? I just had it. Set it on there. Okay, now what I'm talking about when I say loft is you see how thick that paste stands up, how tall it stands up from the cardboard. I think you can tell. I hopefully got all that in shot. I think that looks pretty cool. Okay, I'm gonna get that paste off my stencil so that I can go ahead and do another area with the green. So this is gonna be a peen, but this is a silicone mat, so if it dries on here, I can get it off. That's no problem. You can clean this off on another piece of paper as well, but what I'm doing is I'm just trying to get all this extra stuff off so I can keep going. And I want to wipe this down on the back just a little bit. Some does come through when you're cleaning it a little bit, right? So just gonna get some of that off. We may not even use that section again, but I don't want it to dry on my stencil while I'm working. So for my next trick is let's find another corner and not disturb the one we already did. See, this project is going to take time, so this is one of those you need patience because it's going to need to dry in different stages so that you don't, mess anything up. All right. So I guess up here, I want to do something like this maybe, yeah. Get some of the larger areas covered or into this space. Maybe straighten it up slightly. Okay. And let's see where we want to mask off, because that's what we're doing. We're just masking off the areas we don't want our stencil butter. If you've never used stencil butter before, very easy peasy. It adds a lot of fun and dimension to your projects. And it comes in all sorts of colors. It also is, it's just, sorry, I'm trying to do two things at once and I can't. It's just a great thing to have in your mixed media toolbox. You know what I mean? Getting a little too, anal here, but hey, I want this to look good. So I'm just going to get to there. I think maybe do a little bit here of the butter. So let's go ahead and do that, and then then we got to figure out the next color. Now see how that flipped up? That's why I try and take my time when I'm doing this, because if I was going really fast and that flipped up, I could have just ruined the entire thing. Now I'm gonna have to do some cleaning on the edges here, because I can tell already that some of the butter is going onto the sides because of just the way the stencil is, but no problem. Okie dokie artichoke. Let me go ahead. I'm gonna clean off the sides here. Okay, let's get on to the next corner. Yeah, these are still wet, so I gotta be very careful. But I'm gonna do this little section here, and I think I'm gonna do it with the gold. It's called butterscotch. I say it's gold. Sort of a brassy, deep gold rather. Okay, let's see there. Let me just start here. All right, and remember, I'm not trying to get every single little open spot. That's good. Let me get that off. Okay. Gently remove the stencil. I think it'll look cool. And then I think, yeah. Let me see if I can manage this other side here. Let's see. I do want to clean this first because it's got a little bit underneath, and I don't want to get all messy. So, yeah, I'm going to pause you for a bit. I'm going to clean up and then let this dry a little bit. So these areas are pretty much dry on the outside. I'm not gonna, you don't want to push them at this point or, poke at them, because they're gonna be moist on the inside. It's still wet on the inside. So it's like when you're baking something, there's a crust on the outside, but you still have to let it cook a little bit because there's stuff on the inside that needs cooking too. So, doing my best to avoid all of that. I think I'm gonna do this other corner here in this, what do they call this, pumpkin spice color, which to me looks like copper, brassy copper. All right, so let me get this in here. Forgive me, I have an ear infection again, and my left ear is so, it's like I can't hear anything. And it's really annoying me. But what are you gonna do? Okay. Actually been trying to get a doctor's appointment, but it's been difficult. especially because I don't live near my doctor, and in order to go to my doctor, I have to find some sort of transportation. All right, Eddie, pay attention to what you're doing. Anyway, so let's get this here. It kind of looks like what's that stuff? Like caramel almost, or definitely looks like cake icing. Could go for some cake right now, tell you what. Now for this little area, I'm just gonna slowly go around it. I know I got some on the pumpkin, but I think if I take this up carefully, I'll be able to scrape any off that I don't want on the actual print. Okay, so I'm gonna try and smooth this out as best I can. Although, if you look at the other ones, the texture that it creates is pretty cool. Very, very carefully. I'm going to start up here and go this way. Awesome. And I don't think I'm going to wipe any of it off. Maybe just like this right here. Right there. That's it. I like it. All right, that's going to dry. That has to dry. So once it's dry, I'll come back and we'll finish off the top. Okay, so here's the second box. Like I said, just a smaller box, no cover. This is mainly for like papers or things I can stand in there, possibly paints, maybe some mediums. I don't know, but I think I'm just gonna have fun with this one. I'm not, getting too crazy fancy with it. But these are the prints I've chosen. It's mostly like purples and the reds that I sprayed with. And I think I'm just going to cut out some of the bits and pieces, and then maybe just lay them down around and glue them down. And yeah, so I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna cut them out first, and then we'll come back and continue. Meaning I'm gonna put some music here so you can not get bored.